Welcome everyone to the new FoFA update, your full of fail army experience extraordinaire, and your loving guide of anyway, we've got a new video to put out for the new worldy pipey 2B-net thing, and we have some great stuff to cover. Stuff like, did you know Lego now has AR play sets for the youngins? Man, I wish I was a kid. There's proof that some titles need early access as we touch on Special Force VR. Hatsune Miku adds more VR support for the PSVR titles. The return of CCP Games, that's right, the creator of Eve, with a new update to its VR game SParc. The VR traction people Void plans on expanding worldwide. Dirt Rally, now 2.0, has VR support. Amazing. Let's see, NetEase's online VRPG Nostos has a release window finally. Also, some news about Orbus VR, including the free-to-play stuff. We'll touch on that. People are waiting on the indie gem Vanishing Realms Expansion. Where the hell is it? I also have another list for you. 10 of the best VR RPGs for Rift, Vive, PSVR, Quest, and Windows Mixed Reality, as well as, of course, the No Man's Sky quick news update. So, stop what you're doing and come join us for a quick 10-5 for a bit, as we will explore some of these great news articles and have a laugh while doing it, as I try not to fail. Hi, welcome. Yeah, so if you stayed past the intro, you were back. Those 2.5 seconds made me miss you dearly. But we're going to get jumping into the news, and we're starting off this time with the No Man's Sky update reveal. So, of course, as you notice if you watch our casts, in the past, you will know that we covered the 2 out of 3 updates that is coming here on the 14th, rather soon. No one knew about the 3rd. The 3rd has been revealed, the 3rd pillar. I don't know why they call it that, I'd rather call it the 3rd leg. Yeah, you get it. But the 3rd feature rollout with this big update is No Man's Sky 2.0. And basically, it is a hodgepodge of a lot of smaller updates and improvements to the game to, as I want to say, create, and I'm quoting here, the most robust, stable version of the game yet seen, while also streamlining its structure to make it accessible for players old and new. And me, I'm old, so, man, I don't want to get into that. Anyway, so things like this include, you can now channel your inner, creature whisperer, because I don't know, you can name your own creatures in that. You can now ride these bad boys by either bribing them or paying an exorbitant amount, a la Uber. No, actually, I don't know how. I just know you can do it. Another is you can live out your Martha Stewart fantasies by cooking and sharing recipes. And then there's also your MTV Cribs lifestyle change by improved base building. I know there's more, but I don't. If I covered all of them, this entire video would be nothing about that. And if you do your own research, you will figure that out. And if you only come here for your info and research, oh, I love you. Please come back. In fact, what we got next? Oh, I'm glad you asked what we have next. I know you didn't. It was probably me, but what we have next is actually kind of cool. And it's from Lego, of all people. And yes, it does deserve to be in this news report, and here's why. So, based on a chilling, creative world of ghosts, Lego has this new set called The Hidden Side, which is a new series of Lego sets that use AR technology to add a whole new level of interactive play to the traditional Lego playset experience. And I think it's brilliant. And I'm just a big kid myself, so I plan on getting some of these, if not all, and having a blast. It's basically designed for children 7 and up. Whew, thank goodness there. I'm definitely a... Anyway, Lego builders now have the opportunity to watch their Lego creations come to life on their smartphones and tablets. Lego is rolling out 8 new kits that capture every aspect of the sleepy town of Newbury. From the paranormal school bus, fail, to the local chowder shack, the Shrimp Shack. Chowder Shack, Shrimp Shack, another fail. 2 fails in a row, combo. Anyway, and yes, all 8 kits actually have a continuous story that tell the entire story of what is going on for this hidden side playset. That's actually kind of cool. So it's kind of like build your own AR video game set, really, if you want. And I know that kind of tickles my fancy. I didn't mean anything by that. I was being honest there. Anyway, it sounds kind of brilliant. I'm glad Lego is doing this. Welcome to the fold, lads. I hope it goes well. I know it'll go well, actually. They already got one customer here. Ding, 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 ding. Let's see. There's more, but that's basically the overall broad gist. It's really good, really cool. Check out some news articles for it if you want. We're going to roll on to the next tier somewhere. And, line. Hey. So we're back and we're here with the next news article, and basically it has to do with a racing title, one that we've actually covered before. If you remember our cast on the best racing games, we did mention Dirt Rally, the only VR game that actually made me kind of just even thinking about it gets me that way. But now, Dirt Rally 2.0 has full VR support, yay, for Vive, Index, and here coming soon, Oculus. And no plans for PSVR, sorry there folks, no plans at all, is what they said. And basically what they've said, besides that, is that since the launch, which actually came back in February of this year, the community has been very vocal, i.e. disappointed, that there was no VR support. And so now with the 1.7 update, it offers open VR support, yet the Index and Vive are the only ones listed on the Steam page. They did announce that there will be some Oculus exclusive stuff coming in, but it hasn't yet. It did say that it will come post-launch by the end of the year. So, again, if you really like racing games, Dirt Rally VR 1 or 2, probably now 2, the reigning champ supreme, is one of the most immersive, hardest to get your stomach to be quiet on while playing. Very well done, lads, very well done indeed. I am so glad that it's here, and I know I'm not the only one. I will try to get someone like motion sickness pills and give it a go. Couldn't remember,
As we stroll on along, we're finally hitting our list. This is a list of the best VR RPGs for Rift, Vive, PSVR, Quest, and Windows Mixed Reality. As you can imagine, these are, genuine VR RPG titles. Some of them better than the rest. It's actually dealer's choice there. Everyone's opinion matters, and my opinion matters most because, well, I'm on the telly. Hey, but let's just get through this list quick because I tend to drag on and then, of course, fumble about my words. What's the fail counter at now? Anyway, where's it at? I can't see it. It's probably on my forehead again. Anyway. Let's see, starting off the list, and of course, yes, that was going to be on the list, Skyrim VR, which is basically about for everything, including PSVR and PC on all systems. Next, of course, by the same people, Bethesda, is Fallout 4 for PC only. The PSVR couldn't handle it. Sorry, folks. Sorry, Sony. Maybe they're not sorry anyway, not going into that. The next one is Journey of the Gods for PC as well. Quest and Rift only, I want to say. Next is called The Carnage Chronicles. Honestly, I've only found out about this recently, but it still doesn't mean I don't want to play it. It's still in active development, and I think it's an early release, but hey, it's VR, it's RPG, there's class roles, that was my phone, yeah. Another one that's available on all platforms, including the PSVR, is called The Mage's Tale. I have played this, and it is very fun, very well done indeed. Moving right along, Orbus VR. And I've actually talked about this before, and I actually am going to touch on it again. Actually, let's just move into the news into one. Orbus VR now has this awesome feature where you can play for free until level 10. Then they start digging at your wallet. So you better get out those bottle caps, and if you're having fun, that is. Otherwise, just you're stuck. Maybe create a new character, start a new email, and start over. Anyway, let's see. Another one, Shadow Legend VR. It is out on PC. It's coming to PSVR, or at least it's been announced to. Don't know when, Another one is Vanishing Realms, Rights of Steel, and it's awesome because, you know what, there's some other news on this, because weeks have been turning into almost like 2 months now on the Vanishing Realms expansion. And again, we're just going to mix in some two news articles into one. Basically, the developer said mid-June that the expansion will arrive in a few weeks. Discussion on the boards and on Reddit and other threads, but nah, it's not going to happen. And here we are 2 months later, still nothing. Although there was an update from the developer saying, "Happy to report I am still alive, still an indie dev, and there will be an actual release soon." Read into that what you will. I think it was, he was suicided, and that was just a note. Bad timing. Anyway, a new one that was on the list that I had no idea about until I checked out the trailer, and then it made me want to play the shit out of it, is called The Witching Tower. Ooh, scary music, cue. That's all I know about it. Watch the trailer. Another on the list that's on platforms including PSVR, The Wizards Enhanced Edition. It is enhanced, like moderately enhanced. There's also some notable upcoming RPGs that I'm now going to announce. Asgard's Wrath looks brilliant. If you don't know about No Man's Sky, here are literally on Wednesday the 14th, then you should just shut your hole and get into one as well. Nostos actually looks kind of cool, and I think I actually have some other news on Nostos here somewhere. Oh yeah, that's right. NetEase's online VR gaming, Nostos, now has a Q4 2019 scheduled release. Don't know if that's going to happen, but I do hope it does, because it actually looks really good, built from the ground up to be a complete VR MMO RPG experience. I think it looks swell. Actually, a lot of Legend of Zelda vibage there if you watch the trailers and you get a feel of the gameplay. Something else that looks really, really brilliant that I didn't know about until now is called the Soul Keeper VR. That looks great. That will be on the Vive. And then, of course, another title that I talked about, Until You Fall, with the awesome hack and slash gameplay. So there you have it, lads. There's a quick rundown of some of the upcoming best and upcoming VR RPGs. Have at it. Have your energy drinks ready. What's it? 14, fail 14. Energy drinks ready. Have a lot of water. Take regular breaks. Hygiene. Get the hygiene thing in check, man. You still have to go outside sometimes. Get some food. Pump your gas. I don't want to smell you from like 2 lanes over. You know who I'm talking about. Yes, you. Yeah, you. Alright, what else we got? Get the next slide. Hey, all you VR enthusiasts who might like to get out of the house and have a social life, did you know that out-of-home VR attraction chain The Void just announced that they may reach a city near you? The company just said that they have plans to introduce over 25 new locations through 2020, more than doubling its current footprint on the market. Just a week prior to the July 25th announcement, the company also announced that it had officially opened 3 entertainment centers, one in Atlanta, Minneapolis, and Washington, D.C., so far totaling the premium locations out of 16 permanent, now open to the public. That is awesome. Basically, if you don't know about The Void, where the hell have you been? It offers multi-user VR experiences where players wear headsets and backpacks while physically walking around a warehouse stage, which is layered with the virtual reality experience. There's also real haptic feedback like shaking floors, gusts of wind, and even smells, no, not my own, that are used to increase immersion. Now, this is not bad. It definitely gets you your bang for the buck, but, it also sometimes leaves you wanting more. I don't want to bash it in any way, because it's brilliant, it's awesome, and it's, where we should be headed. But it also reminds me of, like, the mid to late 90s when, the VR attraction thing was sort of niche and not taken very seriously. These should be taken seriously. These are full VR experiences, some of them very well licensed. In fact, I want to say that there's a Star Wars Secrets of the Empire version coming out. There's also different ones like a Killing Floor version. There's fail count, what now? Yeah. Just look. If you're near one of these locations, you should check it out. I know there's some coming to California. There's definitely one, I want to say, in Las Vegas. Now that you know there's others in Let's just continue on, because I obviously didn't do nearly enough research, because I was just so elated by the news that I just took the headlines and ran with it. Cue the next slide. As we continue our news updates here, we have a surprise guest on our docket. Those of you who are familiar with CCP Games and the ever life and time-consuming game EVE Online dropped us a little gem back in 2017 called SParc. SParc is an online VR multiplayer that is sort of a mix of dodgeball meets highlight meets how's your mother and a few other things. Let's just say it's very memorable, very unique, and after 2 years of CCP twiddling about their thumbs going, meh, they just dropped a recent update last month, unbeknownst to anybody. The recent championship update now has players able to play cross-platform multiplayer in tiered ranked matches. You are tiered from bronze to legendary. This is a very interesting turn of events, because what does that mean for CCP Games? Are they back in VR development? Did they get tired with EVE? Did they lose a bet? Nobody knows. It was so sudden. It was out of the blue. I wish I had more to cover on this, other than just get out there and try the game. There were some balances and tweaks as well, improvements to stabilize the game. So I know I will go back and check out my chances, although I am at or below the bronze ranking. If you can get below it, if that's even possible. Although this is full of fail, so we try. We aim to try. Yeah. More news. Run. Where's our news? As we're nearing the end of our cast, we have only one, maybe two more news articles to hit, and this is a revisiting of a title I've talked about numerous times on past casts. Please check them out. This is Special Force VR, and this is actually more of a discussion point as to why some games, if not maybe now all, should have an early access phase, or better, QA testers. So what this is about is some of the player feedback about what is currently going on or wrong with this title. Most of it being with either movement and or actual gameplay, and that's not a good thing. But it's only surrounding one thing, which is reloading, and that's very odd to hear. However, that makes a good point. The manual reload is bollocks. I mean, there's no real way to do a manual reload. There's nothing to pull a clip from. There's not from your belt, not from your back, not from your nostril. It's just meh. The best way, apparently, from what I've been able to read, to reload is just to spend the entire magazine or clip, whatever you want to call it. It's called magazine, by the way. And then just having an auto reload, animation. And for those of you that's ever played Battlefield or Call of Duty, the auto reload does not help. It is slow, it is clunky, and in the middle of a firefight, you basically, you're just done. You're gone. You're done. Let's leave it PC. Another point of contention is the movement controls. Apparently they can get very frustrating. There's basically, well, let's just say, it's purely smooth locomotion, and for those that suffer, there's like a heavy vignette mode, option available for it, but it's not adjustable, so you're gonna have to take what you get. Ooh, that don't sound good. Again, this is still in early access, so all of this can and probably might be fixed. And again, this is more of a discussion point. That was my phone again. Why the hell am I being so popular today? This is another point of not contention, but more discussion. For those of you who have played games that you don't feel like is complete, or maybe had a rush beta or no beta at all, I feel like that, things with an early access, while people will say, well, they're just trying to get your money, don't give them that, they could be actually trying to get the player feedback. Sometimes in-house QA testers are just shite. They stop playing with blinders on. They know, well, they assume maybe something's going to get fixed. But then if, I just don't want to go down that road. That's a long discussion. And for those of you not in the industry, I could be talking about magical sugar unicorns and you wouldn't know the difference. Anyway, so this is an interesting viewpoint, because again, this is a title which I have talked about before. Go back and watch. it's been around since 2004 on PC. This is just a VR reimagining done by Korean teams. I want to say, what is it? Not Snapdragon, Dragonfly, excuse me, not the Qualcomm processor, but the actual development studio Dragonfly and Reality Magic Q. Well done, guys. Keep up the good work. Please improve any and all of this so that I can play it as soon as possible, because that was my intention upon its announcement. I just wanted to bring to light some of the people who haven't tried it and might be interesting about trying it, that there are a few caveats with it, just like anything possibly in early access that can and hopefully will be fixed. Yeah. Rounding out the last bit of news on the FoFA news update has to do with Hatsune Miku. Hatsune Miku VR, which is basically a re-release of the 2018 PC version on PSVR, which honestly I have to say has only been slated for PSVR Japan, is not to be confused with Hatsune Miku VR Future Live, which is the free title that was released on PSVR in 2016. That version only hands you as a, I guess you want to say, person in the crowd, which is kind of high on either LSD or acid or something, I don't know, maybe mushrooms, where you're just waving a glow stick about. This title, Hatsune Miku VR, is actually a action rhythm game. You might be familiar with these, you know, in DDR, Rock Band, what's the other one? There's another one. Anyway, basically, if this is anything like reimagining or I want to say port of the PC title from 2018, we'll have you around in 18, 19, maybe 20 songs, around 7 stages and a lot of questionable outfits, having, you know, the action rhythm button and movement collaboration from this, you know, what's coming out of the speakers in the background. I don't know too much about it because I didn't play the PC version, and I honestly didn't touch the PSVR version, as it seemed like something maybe not for me, but it's not to say it's not for everyone. And if you got that, then, well, you know what I'm saying, even though I don't know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I just wanted to say thank you all for tuning in. That is the last of our updates for the FoFA, you know, news updates here. While there is more on the way, I would like to encourage you to subscribe, do that first, and then like and share. But definitely subscribe first. And we will be back with more, and I'm planning yet another giveaway, and this time, no, it won't just be some DLC for some, you know, non-VR, possibly crap game. I don't know what you all think. This will be, again, yes, for PS4, and will most likely include some blood. There is truth to that matter. Wink, wink. And I would like to say again, thank you all for tuning in. I love you all. Please, again, subscribe, like, share, discuss, stay hydrated, stay fit, look ways before crossing, don't argue with your mother, disagree with your father, say hello to your girlfriend for me, because I didn't say goodbye last time we met.